Speaking of bots, it looks like I got the Twitter bots out in force today. I'm not claiming responsibility if I am getting view botted. That's just Twitter being Twitter. Just saying. Give me 1 sec. I'm not going to do the intro or any of that shit tonight. Let me just get a few more things set up and we'll be good to go, guys. Yeah, did the shooter have a gun? That's a good one. No, it's just loud noises. Just popping. And an apparent injury. Outside job? Yeah. Oh, hey Victor, hey Matt. Hang on, Brandon, I'll be ready in 1 sec. I wasn't quite ready when I started the stream. 9:30 NyQuil though, that's funny. I'm gonna save you guys the 4-minute cringe intro. We're just gonna get this rolling in 1 second. The popping scared him until he fell down, yeah. Yeah, I usually fall down when I hear like popping noises, guys. That's just usual for me. That's normal shit, you know? Too much Benadryl and Jerry's for dessert. Oh, shit. That there was a leftist in the event didn't report in the area about shooter because they wanted Trump to die by... well... Hey, burner. No, this shit is insane though. So I've seen some of the craziest coping from people who are like, oh, this is it's gotta be fake, right? It's a hoax. Now, call me crazy. Before we get started on all this stuff, isn't it like Alex Jones basically in debt for like $1 billion because he perpetuated a lie about a supposed hoax? And yet every other idiot on Twitter right now is saying it was faked, they used blood capsules, that it wasn't real. I mean, holy shit, these people are completely nuts. Somebody is dead, like verifiably died. And people are like, oh, that was too quiet to be a gunshot. Gunshots are loud, I know, because I live in Chicago. And it's like, you do realize a rifle and a pistol don't sound the same, right? Like, these people are completely brain dead. To make an article about Trump almost dying. Dude, well, we're going to talk about Alyssa. Don't worry, Purple. We are going to talk about Alyssa. So, for anybody who somehow missed the news today, they killed a bystander for a hoax. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the government, DJ. That wouldn't surprise me. But when it comes to random, I don't know. Dude, there's so much messed up shit in this situation. Is he gonna make a blog about the Trump assassination? Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. So, okay. I'm gonna mute this. Guys, I don't know if YouTube is cool with these videos being played. We're not playing anything graphic. There's no people dying in the video. I'm not showing pictures of anybody after they got shot or whatever, but this is essentially what we have here. Is he was doing his speech, and he grabbed... Here, let me go full screen. Hang on a second. Here we go. So right here, he grabs his ear right before he falls down. Now, in this moment, nobody has a clue what's going on, okay? Obviously, people start hearing popping, and Secret Service jumps on him, right? This goes on for like a couple minutes before he finally gets up, raises his fist, shows that he's okay. I mean, most people have seen this at this point. So they wanted to say right here that this was a hoax, that this shit was faked. Yeah, 500 feet away. I think it was actually less than that. They said 150 yards away, I think. So 450 feet. You can tell it's real right off the bat. Yeah, Burner, you know, here's the thing. There are a lot of situations where you can try to make the claim, oh, this doesn't seem real, it seems fake, or, you know, that certain things are just like suspicious. Like, again, that's why I put the poll up, inside job, you know, who knows, right? But people who, honest to God, are either, they hate him so much that they want this to have happened successfully, and because it didn't happen, they want to say it was a hoax, and that he's using it for clout. Hasan had a brilliant take on it. We're going to get to him, too, in a minute. Trump got the greatest campaign photo ever, for real. I actually changed that to my banner photo on Twitter. And it's like, you don't have to like the guy. Look, prime example. What, last week we thought that Biden had some sort of medical emergency on Air Force One. Everybody was running with that story that Biden had some sort of medical emergency, right? Reality is, I looked at my wife and said, oh shit, here we go. It wasn't a good thing. I wasn't happy about it, and I don't like Biden. I think Biden is scum. I think he has a horrible history of provable things that he's done that are terrible. But, you know, first off, he has dementia, so he doesn't even know where he is most days. Secondly, if Biden passes away in office, that leaves us with freaking Kamala. I want Biden to live as long as possible. And then once he's out of the office, he can go sit in a hospice or a retirement home or whatever. I'm not over here wishing death on him, you know? I mean, Ian, I'm not convinced it's not to a certain degree. There are people saying, is it the Secret Service? Were they in on it? Because in this situation right here, if you look at this picture, right? Look at this image. Trump wanted to say, he wanted to get up and say fight. He wanted to be that, okay, I'm not going to take this lying down. I respect what he did right there in that moment. What I have an issue with is that the Secret Service in this moment should have him on the ground. They should say, nope, sorry, you're not getting your photo op. We are going to keep you from moving because we want to keep you alive, right? They didn't do that. They slowly escorted him off the stage finally, and I get it. He's an old man. He can only move so fast. But it just seems weird. Oh, Mahendra, Trump was at a campaign rally, and they tried to whack him, and a person behind him in the stands ended up getting killed because the bullet grazed his ear, and like he turned his head at the last second. If he hadn't turned his head, his brains would have been on the other side of the stage. So, yeah. So now we have, of course, this campaign photo like we were talking about. CIA. Well, I'm not going to make any claims. I'm not here to make allegations or share my own conspiratorial ideas or theories. I'm looking at it going, the most logical explanation is that we have a country full of cracked up, insane, psychotic people who have spent the last 8 years being told this man is literally like the Mustachio Man from WW2, where he is the most evil, vile person on the planet. Somebody said, I think I have the tweet in my bookmarks here we're going to get to. Basically that, you know, today the devil didn't die or some shit like that. Lots of damage control by liberals follow. Yeah, translucent, you know, honestly, there's a lot of that shit. The BBC interview was odd as well. Yeah. So BBC is actually covering this without like a hard bias. That's good to know. That doesn't sound like the BBC that I've been made aware of over the last few years, but we'll see. So we have this image, of course, has gone viral. Some more of these images. I mean, this shit's insane. My wife and I keep talking about how we're both millennials, and so, you know, we're like 1 year apart in age, and I'm like, I'm tired of living through historical events. We had the Oklahoma City bombing, we had 9/11, we've had all this shit going on in the desert for 20 years. We've had to deal with, you know, COVID and lockdowns, and now we have presidents that are, you know, attempted assassinations on them. Yeah, no, Mahendra, I said that earlier today on Twitter. I'm like, you know, Shinzo Abe, like, I can understand now what Japan went through and how emotionally exhausting that had to have been for them and how devastating it was as a nation to see somebody who was running for re-election, who was pretty well liked by a large percentage of the population, have his life ended in that manner. It's completely insane. It's been an exhausting day ever since this happened. My wife and I, we were already tired, didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's been pretty warm. The kids have been, you know, kids. And then this happened at like, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I first saw this shit. It's probably foreigners. Dude, Yoda, it's not just foreigners. People in this country are all saying it's a hoax or whatever. Well, BBC is doing their job for once, I guess. I don't know. That's good to know, though. So you have this person here, Dean Dorame. Don't know how to pronounce his name. He's got a big Twitter account on Twitter X, as we call it now. He's got like 40,000 followers, 45,000. Apparently, he says that the attempted assassination on Trump, while the bullet missed, it actually struck a member of his wife's family in Butler, where they were at, and killed him. So this dude here is claiming that the person that was unfortunately accidentally killed by the gunman, well, I say accidentally, but he obviously was willing to kill whoever he needed to, was actually his brother-in-law or some relative on his wife's side. Says the left is celebrating this, making jokes. They're nothing but vile people, senseless violence, and there's a lot of this shit going on. A lot of people, thoughts and prayers down below here, not to be trying to connect with the family so they can help out. But yeah, that's pretty tragic. This is the craziest picture too here, guys. This is absolutely nuts right here. They actually have where you can see the bullet in midair, in motion, passing behind him. And if he hadn't turned his head, here's the craziest thing. If he hadn't turned his head, he would not be alive right now. Because you know how hard it is to shoot a bullet from 150 yards away and have it actually hit where you're aiming if the target's moving. I mean, just the littlest movement saved his life. Absolutely nuts. Your dad was watching it. I wasn't watching it happen live. So I was sitting here on my computer researching maybe videos to make for during the course of the day. And I ended up getting like an alert on my phone. I opened Twitter and somebody shared the article, the news about it, and then I click on the video. I'm like, that can't be real. Trump didn't get assassinated or whatever. And I open it up and I'm like, holy shit. And I tell my wife and she starts panicking. And then of course her folks are calling her. My mom's texting me. She's trying to figure out what's going on. 300 meters away? Okay. I thought it was only 150 yards away. But see, I've got the map pulled up. We'll get to that in a second. Purple, it was some kind of rifle. Either an AK or an AR. Well, Ian, honestly, like, people have made that argument that God saved him, and I'm not going to say God didn't save him, but I'm also not going to say that God would specifically save Trump and allow the person behind him to die. I mean, you can make whatever argument you want to. I'm not going to say you're right or wrong about it. I'm just going to say whether it was God or luck, it's a miracle alone that he is alive. Absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah, dude, the Secret Service thing was really weird, Eric, because they were looking directly, like right the direction the sniper was laying on that rooftop, and people were hollering. Apparently, we'll get to the video in a second. 5.56 AKS. Yeah, I don't think it was an AR. I think it was an AK. Oh, dude, that was a moment. And unfortunately, my one feeling about that moment where Trump was pumping his fist, and it was a good moment for him, and I would say for the country, is unfortunately, I don't think he knew that at the time. Somebody behind him had lost their life. It's a god-awful, shitty situation all the way around. Yeah, Eric, I don't typically watch campaign rallies or political shit. My wife was like, do you want to donate? I'm like, guys, Trump has plenty of money. He doesn't need my money, But it was really sobering. It was pretty awful to watch. No, Purple, they Secret Service and or police ended that dude's life. They took him out. So here you go. This guy, John Cardillo, says shooter was about 150 yards from Trump on a rooftop with a direct line of sight to the stage. It defies every security protocol ever written that this rooftop was not secured and law enforcement personnel were not standing up there. So this pin right here is where Trump was giving his little speech from the stage. This rooftop here with this pin is where the shooter was. Now, again, I don't know how he knows it's 150 yards exactly away, but let's just say it's not so far that you couldn't clearly probably see that it was Trump on the stage, but so far that unless you were an exceptionally good shot, you probably couldn't hit a moving target safely from that far of a distance. So the Secret Service snipers actually took him out? Okay. Yeah, the shooter got completely wrecked. Hey, Hunter. Yeah, I was not planning on streaming tonight, guys. I got no sleep last night. I was just gonna chill. But I am like, we have to talk about this because this is just insane. Yeah, no, Ian, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel great for Trump that he survived, and I cannot blame him in that moment because the Secret Service, he has them in his ear. They said shoot her down. He probably felt like, okay, I'm safe. I survived. You know, he probably wanted to give him the bird at that moment. But the bittersweet, part of it is the fact that he didn't know at the time, but there was a guy right behind him that got killed. Oh yeah, I wouldn't put anything past the CIA. So. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. All right, so that's the map. That's the distance that we're looking at, anywhere from 450 to 600 feet. I don't know, give or take, who knows? That being said, we have this guy here. Sarah Fields shared this video on Twitter. It's a 47-second video. I think there's nothing in here we can't play. It should be safe. But it's just the actual physician that tried to save the life of the guy who got shot.
Exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person?
I was the only one that did it.
I mean, can you imagine being this dude right here? Props to this guy. I know that he's a doctor. He sees shit all the time. But in that moment to be, you don't know if there's another shooter. You don't know what's going to happen. And he's over here trying to save this guy's life. He knows that the guy probably isn't able to be saved, given the fact that he's got a head wound, he's got brain matter. But yeah, I mean, holy shit. Like, wow. Yeah, I was refreshing Twitter a lot, Hunter, a ton, because like every 5 minutes there was something new coming in. Absolutely bonkers. The shooter was insane. Well, he wasn't planning on surviving, I'll tell you that. There was no doubt in my mind that he wasn't planning on surviving originally. So when I was trying to piece it together in my head, I'm like, was somebody in the crowd? Because I didn't know the surrounding area or what it looked like. I hadn't seen anything about his press conference. Like I said, I don't watch campaign rallies or pretty much anything like that. I just don't care. You know, I pay attention to some of the debates. That's as far as I go. That being said, I figured it was somebody on the ground who had managed to sneak in some sort of like a 22 or some sort of handmade thing, maybe, you know, 3D printed with some metal parts in there that they were able to assemble, or something small, something like the caliber of a 22, especially given the fact that he got hit in the ear. And other than the blood, it wasn't like it ripped half his ear off. His ear was still intact. So I figured maybe it was like somebody with like something small. They tried to like wound him enough to kill him, but then it didn't finish him off. I had no idea that it would have been somebody from hundreds of feet away with a rifle that was like on a rooftop somewhere, and they had no idea. Yeah, shooter's name, I'll go ahead and jump ahead just in case you have to dip out. Shooter's name, they have a New York Post article about it. His name is Matthew Crooks, Thomas Matthew Crooks. 3 names. So we'll get back to that in a second. But in case you want to look it up, there is his name. Here's the video with these guys telling the police there's a guy on the rooftop with a gun. And you can hear them saying he's on the roof right before the popping starts. And of course then there's the return fire from, I assume, the Secret Service. No, John, that's not a handgun. It was a rifle. And you can tell by the sound. Rifles and handguns make very different sounds. The shooter, I believe, is 20 years old. I believe he's 20. And we'll get to that in a second. Here's also more of this BBC stuff. People were saying this interview here, my wife had like a weird feeling about this, said this interview felt kind of fishy. I don't know. I watched the first minute of it. I thought it seemed normal, legit, but you guys tell me what you think about that.
You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here, we had a party. And we all decided, hey, you know...
Sorry, it's kind of quiet. This is as loud as it goes.
Walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see them, but we could hear them. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But
yeah, no sweat, Oblivion. That's what I'm here for.
Guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us.
So, Casey, I mean, panic. We've been kind of living through a world of panic for like the last 4 or 5 years. I don't think more panicking is going to help. Let me see here. Biggie Butters, Antifa. I don't know. You'll see when we get a picture of him. He very likely could have been an Antifa. Some people were speculating if he was in the process of transitioning or if he was just like some soy boy leftist or whatever the situation was. Yeah, I either we're never going to know the whole story, or I mean, this is a big enough deal. This isn't like I hate to downplay like the whole school shooter thing, because school shootings are horrific. They're devastating. They should never happen. There's a million things you can like say. I wish school shootings never happened. We should be able to solve them in some way or another. But they are a fact of life. But unfortunately, a lot of times with school shootings, especially when there's people who are not from the traditional, like let's say crazy white guy goes postal and shoots up an office full of people, they don't tend to give you the whole story. I have no idea with this situation being a president, a former president, this big of an event. I feel like there's no way they can actually suppress all the information that we would normally get.
So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
He's white.
Right.
He is white.
Clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see
Oh,
him.
yeah, Misty, no argument there.
And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple
Dude,
of
I
minutes.
forgot. I'm gonna have to find the tweet. Elon Musk was tweeting about the head of security for the Secret Service apparently worked for Pepsi as the head of security there. And people are wondering if she's like a DEI hire. And then there's also a clip that's gone around of like Trump had like 3 female security officers as part of his detail. And when they put him in his car to leave, they're like fumbling with their hair and their guns. They can't like put their guns away properly. It's just a gigantic clusterfuck. So to be honest, pardon my French, I've been trying not to swear too much lately, but like this has been a giant, colossal screw up.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the
Looks like a troll doll a little bit.
We were looking at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
And there's some tweets from people who actually know about this kind of stuff, about Secret Service and how you secure a perimeter and what's going on with the fact that there's, nobody securing these rooftops. I mean, look, it's a giant freaking open field, right? Giant open field, building behind them, and buildings across the street. Those buildings across the street are the prime, vantage point for any whack job who'd want to try to assassinate somebody. I mean, it's pretty much common sense. I mean, I'm saying that from my armchair quarterback seat here. But if you're in the job of securing somebody, I mean, Berner, you said you're a combat vet, right? If your job is to secure and make sure that your target is safe and secure, and you secure the perimeter and you make sure that there's nobody who can get in and hurt them, wouldn't that be like the easiest thing to look and say, that rooftop over there is a little suspicious, maybe we should secure that, Looks like the really nice guy at your blue-collar job who goes home and cries. So it could be an inside job. I'm just saying, Oblivion. I'm not here to say it is or isn't. I want you guys to come up with that decision for yourselves.
Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Oh, 100%, Eric. 100%.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching. But you're pretty sure they shot the guy.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof.
So Casey, he has Secret Service detail. Every former president has a certain security detail that they're given. But part of this shit with the woman who's the head of Secret Service or DHS or whatever, they denied him extra security. Okay. I don't even think RFK has security at this point. RFK, I think, is supposed to have a security detail, but Sack Shop said it best. As a former president, you have Secret Service for life. In fact, part of this whole Trump trial thing where they're like, well, if he goes to prison, what's going to happen? Because he can't be in general population due to the fact that he's going to have Secret Service detail with him nonstop. So yeah, that's just something. Slow trickle for sure. Dude, this is going to drag on and on and on. Trained to have 360 security for sure, dude. Yeah. Yeah, he was denied extra security, but he has a certain amount of security with him 24/7. Richie, I'll send him another message, dude. I know he's been busy with something personal in life. I'm not quite sure what.
They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
God, they could have prevented this. My God.
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there...
That is some bright hair. I just paid attention to how bright his hair is. That is like orange.
I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and
very crazy indeed, Yoda.
Is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree. We were outside the security permit.
Right. So Eric, that was my thinking. It's like when I was wondering where the shooter was, what kind of weapon was used, how much damage it could have done if it was like a 22 or smaller, if it was more like a pellet gun or something. I'm like, well, maybe they snuck it in somehow, or it didn't have enough metal parts to set off a detector. But clearly this person didn't have to go through a detector because they're across the freaking street.
But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not on every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions.
Like a giant woodpecker, a little bit.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very, patriotic.
But what's...
All right, I don't think 10 seconds left on that one. There's nothing more useful in that video. So yeah, from Sean Davis on Twitter, this was hours ago. This is like 5 o'clock, so 5 hours ago now, almost. He said, a source familiar with Trump's security detail tells FDR-LST. What the hell is that? Oh, the Federalist. Okay. An online outlet. That the former and future president's detail has been asking for beefed up protection and resources for weeks, but has been rebuffed time and time again by Biden's DHS. DHS, which oversees Secret Service protective detail, wasn't responsive to those requests for more resources, the source said. Was Biden's regime behind the attack? I'm not making any claims. Or did it deliberately do everything it could to allow it to happen? Now we're talking about actually being connected to it more. Let's say you decide to say, well, we're going to back off in security and see what happens. Well, you're complicit in it, even if you're not the one that's directly doing the action. Lackadaisical, very much so. Richie, we'll find out more. As for Arnis at Angry American, maybe. Fun to go to a bar with. Seems odd they wouldn't fire. Burner, I wonder if I have the video. There's another video that has the angle from the sniper's perspective. Okay, let me grab a new tab, and we're gonna find it real quick. Hang on a second, guys. Okay. Because there is a video from, let me see. I have like 30 tabs open on my computer. This is nuts. Okay, so this one here does have the angle that we're looking at here, okay?
And you know, that's a little bit
Ooh, that video is loud. Holy shit. I'm gonna mute this. So check it out. This is the Secret Service snipers, okay? Now, I've got the video muted just because it's really loud, guys, so turn your speaker down if you want, but listen to the popping and then see their reaction.
Well, want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. And you know, that's a little bit old.
The dude is staring down sight, okay? He's looking down sight from his rifle.
Really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
So, I don't know if that's hesitation because he sees the sniper about to take the shot and then he goes, oh shit, and he goes to take the shot. Some people are saying he was waiting until the sniper shot before he took him out. Again, I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying. That they weren't going to give the dude's name, yeah. Let me see, let me scroll back down here. Explains a lot. They didn't have the manpower to hold security. Well, we only see 2 snipers from the Secret Service on this side here. There could be more on the other side, and there was plenty of security on the ground immediately when this happened. You had the guys with, you know, tactical armor and guns and shit jumping up on the stage. But what I find weird is the reaction of these snipers here. The one dude is intensely looking down sight at the direction that you know the shooting is coming from. But for whatever reason, he like hesitates, and then he too late, he takes the shot. He saw the guy. Oh, dude, there's no way he didn't see the guy. Again, why he didn't shoot? Here's the thing. You know, I'm on the side of, I've got a brother who's a cop. I'm not anti-cop. I'm kind of anti-police union. I don't like any unions that can protect people who do bad things. But in general, I think most cops are good. I don't like law enforcement and the government, you know, being daddy government and telling everybody what they have to do. But in general, I like the idea of law and order, and I like bad people to go to jail. So I am what you would say pro-cop, but with, you know, caveats here, obviously. What I don't understand in this situation, because a cop is supposed to restrain themselves from shooting somebody to the very last minute that they don't have any other choice but to defend themselves or be killed by the person that they're trying to arrest or detain or whatever. This dude here, you're protecting the freaking president. If you see a guy on a rooftop over there that you know doesn't belong there and he's got a weapon, you take his ass out. You don't hesitate. Anti-corrupt police. There you go, Mahendra. I'm anti-protecting corrupt police, but unfortunately, there's a certain element of that happens in society due to police unions and things like that. So that's where I'm at. I am not anti-cop. My mom thinks I'm anti-cop because I think bad cops should go to jail. I mean, but you know, we all have different opinions on all that shit. Yeah. Well, Misty, that's the thing. Alex Jones did the same thing, and he's getting what, $1 billion he's on the hook for. He's having his entire life turned upside down years after what he said. And we have a list of idiots we're going to go through on Twitter saying it was a hoax, that he did it for clout. Yeah, Yoda, that's the thing. You don't hesitate. You see somebody who you know is not supposed to be there with a weapon. You take them out. You ask questions later. You know, you don't hesitate in that situation. They know where all their agents are. That dude there, those 2 snipers, they know that there's not supposed to be anybody on that other building with guns. They know that guy's not with them. You know? Rules of engagement, we get training on it and some know when it applies. Yeah. I mean, it just sucks. It sucks, it sucks, it sucks. I mean, maybe human error. I get it. Not everybody wants to pull the trigger and kill somebody, risking that it might be an innocent person. But it's a guy with a freaking rifle. You know he's not an innocent person at the very least. He's somewhere he doesn't belong. You've got the president down there and a crowd full of people. I mean, this place was packed, okay? Absolutely jam-packed. Let's pull up Elon since we have Elon here. This guy here, Blake Hall, says, I was the sniper employment officer for my battalion and led hundreds of combat missions. There were major security lapses in the security plan that allowed a shooter to engage President Trump from 130 meters. Okay, so it was 130 meters. We know that now. So what is that? Over 400 feet. Let's see here, 423 feet. Here's a better view of this.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Dude, he is like lasered in on that guy, and then for whatever reason doesn't take the shot. Okay, I don't want to go down there. That actually shows the dead body. I can't do that on YouTube. We're not showing dead bodies on the stream. They train extensively just for that purpose. Dude, I know. That's the thing. You have one job, you know? Sniper only had a couple seconds to work with. Okay, but here's the thing. There's also the people on the ground. The people. I gotta open my back door. Hang on a second, guys. I closed it because my dog was barking, and I didn't want to listen to that, but now I'm sweating to death. 100 meters is basically a football field. Yeah. Yeah, no, Paul, I have nothing with any pictures of any bodies pulled up. Unfortunately, I have to be very careful about that kind of stuff, obviously. So, DC Drano here says, scoop from a trained sniper. That whole thing was an effing failure. The Secret Service got there slow, the SWAT team got there slow, and why the F did they keep him on the stage? He should have been off of there in 2 seconds, yet they stand him up for what? To give the shooter another shot. That's another thing, like I said, that some people are going, this was an inside job, because of the fact that the Secret Service, look, I don't care if he's 78 years old and you don't know where he got shot. You tackle him, you drag him off the stage, you don't let him get that great photo op. And I love the photo op. Don't get me wrong. I love that Trump wanted to do that, but you don't let him do that. You know, you don't give the guy who was just wounded, who they're trying to take out, the opportunity to get the photo op. You just don't do it. Your job is to say no. You get your ass in the car. You get off the stage. I'll take a bullet if I need to. Target at 300 meters. Yeah. So 100 meters is nothing for somebody who actually can, you know, train with a weapon and know how to use it. These dudes, like a lot of what we've seen from these crazy people that they go and buy a Daniel Defense rifle on a credit card, or they have a weapon and they've never used it and they've just been waiting for the right opportunity. These are not people who train with their weapons. They're people who have it because they know that one day they're going to go crackpot, whacked out, and go take out a bunch of people. Oh, let me see. Never liked him anyway. DC Drano, I don't know. I don't follow him on Twitter, I don't think. Let me see. Deserve to be honest. Who are we talking about, Lisa? Sniper can't hear the people across the street yelling. No, but the people, Hunter, there were people on the ground, like security, police, and all that. Let me see here. And then when he finally popped up and registered in his head, it was too late. And that's the thing. A Secret Service agent can't just start shooting anyways. That's, they have to be careful, too. They can't just kill everybody in the process of trying to save their, you know, the guy that they're protecting. And I wouldn't want, just like I don't want a cop to start firing into a crowd, I don't want Secret Service to start shooting into a crowd either, you know? Lisa, get the fuck out of here. Hunter, can you do something about that? You know, Lisa, I'm not saying he's a stand-up dude. He was the president of the United States. We're not condoning anybody getting shot. I hate Biden's guts, and I don't want him to get killed. So, we're not doing that shit here. Anyways, dude here says, look at the old Reagan assassination attempt. He was out of there in 0.2 seconds. Why didn't a drone pick him up? Why didn't another sniper pick him up? That's effing BS. Let me see. Yeah, you know, there's going to be those that trickle in, and we're going to talk about people like Lisa, because there's a world full of them on TikTok and Twitter who are crying and screaming, saying, you had one job, you had one job. And it's like, you people are sick. Look, if the shoe is on their foot, and the shoe has had the opportunity to be on the foot many times. I mean, all we hear about is January 6th, the most tame insurrection of all time. Okay? It's like, honest to God, if people were really trying to take over the government on January 6th, these are people that all own weapons. None of them brought their weapons to the Capitol. Okay? That kind of stuff is why we have so many anger like that. Yeah, I don't think anybody here wants to go copy what this person did. No matter how much you can't stand a political opponent or somebody in your life who you feel like has wronged you, normal people don't condone this kind of stuff. Normal people, thank you, Mahendra, people just don't understand value of life, 100%. Well, Hunter, this is a bigger stream than I normally have on YouTube. I was thinking I was getting view botted on Twitter because of the number of viewers, but this is a very big topic. It's a touchy subject for a lot of people too. Yeah, Aegis, I get that. But you never know if there could be a second shooter. I mean, they didn't know the first shooter was there, you know? On target, given the short time frame. Yeah. No, there's just so much. There's so much, you know? Hunter, you guys are fine. Normally, we have a more we don't normally talk about stuff that is this controversial. And this shouldn't be controversial. I'm over here saying, don't shoot anybody. Okay, don't shoot anyone. Don't wish anybody to die. You know? Yeah, so Richie, the first thing I thought of, and you might have seen my tweet about it, was Shinzo Abe. I mean, 2 years ago, around the same time this shit happened. And it was out of nowhere. The guy was running for re-election. He was the right-wing candidate for Japan. And he was a good friend of Trump, and they got along great. And Western society and politicians tried to destroy that relationship, making Trump like, oh, look at him, he dumped his whole box of fish food out, you know? And those two guys were very good compatriots. And this is just echoing that in a very weird, disturbing way. Yeah, Oblivion, you know, it's weird. It's very strange where people try to justify their own sick, demented, twisted view of reality. And I've said for a long time now, I don't care what your political affiliation are. I don't care if any of you guys in chat vote for Biden. Vote for Biden. Vote for him. I am not going to wish the man ill. I don't want to see anybody hurt Biden. I just don't want him to be president anymore. But that's it. Don't do anything to end his life prematurely. Please don't, because especially we got Kamala coming up behind him. But for real, I don't condone violence against anybody. But the fact that people, their first reaction is, oh shit, they missed. How could you miss? And then it's to be like, oh, well, this didn't actually happen. This is a hoax. It's like, isn't that the same shit you guys have been railing for years about Sandy Hook and Alex Jones over? I mean, for real. Ugh. Get ready for the guns bad wave. Geth, I've already mentally prepared for that. Tucker? Oh, that's Ivy. I've got one cat that can figure out how to open the back door, so I have to be careful. They killed Abe because he told them to get laid. Was that for real? Casey, if I thought RFK had a chance of winning and if he wasn't anti-2A, I might consider it. But RFK is just too... Like, I don't personally believe, guys, I voted for Trump as somebody who's more conservative, and I don't believe Trump is either religious or conservative. So I'm not fooled about the fact that Trump is not exactly the guy that lines up with my moral beliefs or opinions on the world. I look at the 4 years that we had under him, minus COVID, and say, I was in a better place in life substantially those first 3 years than I have been the last 8 under Obama or 4 under Joe Biden. It has nothing to do with Trump being a saint or me believing that he didn't have sex with a hooker or a porn star, whatever he's been accused of, or any of this other stuff. It's the fact that as a president of our country, I believe we were in a better place for those 3 years. If you disagree, that's fine. I'd vote for Tucker. I'd vote for Tucker in a heartbeat. Oh, no, Dark. You're talking about the cat Tucker. No. So Tucker knows how to rip that door open. He's ruined my screen on the back of the door. But yeah, I'm not a fan of RFK. I like some of his ideas. I mean, getting rid of the CIA. Yeah, not fucker, it's Tucker. Oh my god. Gaylord Fokker. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Eric, again, maybe they were just in that situation where they felt like they needed to be sure. Like, I don't know. Anyways, the guy says we covered the Boston Marathon effing better than we cover our own effing president. Yeah, for sure. The Boston Marathon thing, God, that's another one that my wife and I lived through. Our son was a baby when that happened. My family, we took a little, it wasn't a vacation, it was a work thing, but we went like a couple hours and stayed in a hotel for work. And we took my wife and baby with us, and we had a little hotel room. So when I wasn't working, we got to have like a little, weekend vacation. And then the next day, like Saturday morning, the Boston Marathon shit happened. And I'm like, what is going on? Don't know the rules of engagement. Yeah, it is very true. I mean, benevolence, the thing is, I say, you know, I just know that my life was in a better place. I'm not saying that I think that he is a better person. I have no issue saying that I think Biden is completely disgusting, but I'm not saying that Trump is some amazing person. I never will. Now, we normally cover gaming topics on this channel. There's been a lot of talk about the gaming journalists, but, you know, we're going to cover everybody who's been basically attacking Trump, talking about how they wanted this to happen, how they're mad that they missed, all this other shit. Alyssa Mercante over here at Kotaku, who we've talked a lot about, apparently decided that she was going to chime in and deleted a tweet. So Grums here points out that the Trump shooter revealed tweet, let's see here. Oh, it's this one we have brought up. She has a little stormtrooper. Honestly, I don't find this one that terrible. I've seen some ones where they use like a picture of like a blind person, or they try to make like a tongue-in-cheek thing out of it. Personally, do I find it in bad taste? Yes. Especially given the fact that somebody besides Trump actually died. Am I going to act like I'm offended by it? No. But the weirder thing is that she ended up retweeting shit from somebody who has been pretending like they want to put death, like hits on people before. Like, what's her face? Denim's TV, when she said she wanted to put a bounty on Mark Kearns, Grums, and Alyssa Mercante retweeted her. Just shit like that. So people being completely psychotic. Then we've got, this right here. So again, you have people in Denim's chat saying, why do I immediately feel like it's a MAGA stunt? Really? 500 shootings a year and this is the one the shooter misses? Welcome back, John Wilkes Booth. How could they miss? I wonder if guns are a problem. I think it was a false flag operation. We can never have anything. These are all real people responding to this Denim's TV chick who has been going on for months about how much she hates white people and gamers and everything else. Amazing it hasn't happened sooner. The violence he has promoted has found its way to him. This is another one I've seen a lot of. Oh, well, the violence and hatred that he promotes has finally found him. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Show me one example where Trump has called for violence or instigated actual violence against anybody. Yeah, Misty, unfortunately, that's just kind of the case. CNN, I'm in the process of trying to ratio CNN on Twitter because their original post was that he was injured in an incident at a rally. And so I think I'm down like 25% to ratio them, unfortunately. But I got a banger tweet going on. Hopefully we'll ratio them by tomorrow. And again, this is the same Twitch streamer, Denim's TV, who joked about putting a hit out on Mark Kearns. So again, just completely scummy people. Now we got these ones. I'm going to apologize, guys. I usually don't watch TikTok videos because people on TikTok are retarded and cringe, as you can tell. But apparently, Libs to TikTok has this mashup of these deranged people freaking out over Trump not dying. So I apologize. Cover your ears.
John Wilkes Booth, if you can hear us, if you are with us, please, John Wilkes Booth, if you're listening, please.
Let me get this straight, dumbass! You have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use a one bullet.
We're not even sending our best to fucking assassinate. Cause what the hell was that? Lee Harvey Oswald would never, bitch. John Wilkes Booth would never.
Today was like this close to being the best day ever.
Also,
Right, Serpentine?
the person at Trump, at his rally, was exercising that right that all those Republicans were fighting for. So, can you really...
Isn't it funny that people who are opposed to 2A don't understand that 2A does not give you the right to go murder people? Isn't it funny they don't understand that? And yet, there has not been a single shooting, like in the last 50 years, attached to anybody who's an NRA member, okay? When you look at number of weapons used in self-defense versus number of weapons used in committing crimes, and by percentage, rifle versus pistol, and then break it down to actual demographics, these people here are more likely to commit crimes with weapons than somebody like me who owns multiple rifles, okay? I'm not out there attacking anybody. I'm not out here calling for violence against anybody. But these psychotic people are the ones doing that. Oh, this one here. We know this one's going to be good. You can tell right off the bat. They all have eyes like sharks. They're all dead inside. They have dead eyes. That's what it is. Yeah, dude. Purple. It's bad. We talked about this last night, dude. You know, liberal people, center left versus extreme leftists. This is the shit we're talking about. This is where leftism has rotted these people's brains, you know?
Thank you very much, sir.
So here we go.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Again, I have not watched this yet. I always tell my wife, if you send me a TikTok video, you send me a reel, you send me something with somebody that looks like they belong in TikTok, I'm not watching it with volume on. I'll watch it with closed caption. I do not subject my ears to these people. But for you guys, we're going to go ahead and play it because I need to know what these people are saying. This is one from apparently like a week or two ago.
I'm done. I'm fucking seriously done. The Supreme Court has pissed me off so much right now.
Oh, that's what this was about. The Supreme Court decisions that came out a week ago. Okay, now I understand.
Like, so much. Joe, you're a reasonable man.
Small brains.
You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a fucking war.
Wait. Did this person say that they're a reasonable man? Wait, I gotta make sure we're on the same page here. I was going, okay, are we, is this JFK Falls really, really bad in Dallas? Yeah, exactly, Geth. Derek Jeter, there you go. Derek Jeter's got more swag than this person.
This is a war now, and we are fighting for our fucking country. And these assholes are gonna take it away. They're gonna take it away.
I thought using the term fighting for your country or fighting like hell was incitement of violence. That's what I was told.
Fuck you, Clarence Uncle Thomas. Fuck you.
Oh, she just used a racial slur against him. Did you guys catch that? Uncle Thomas? Wow. Coming from a liberal white woman, I thought they love black people.
Joe, you now have the right to take that bitch Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler and this is 1940.
Good God.
Take him the fuck out.
How did this get left on TikTok? Like, how did this not get taken down? In all seriousness, this is a call for violence against somebody. I mean, yeah, sitting president's one thing, sure. Hey, Ian, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude, so freaking racist. Oh my God. Double standards for real.
Up. Blow him up, or they'll blow us up.
Who's they? Who is the they that wants to blow these people up? I don't want them in this country anymore. I'd like them to take their little bags and leave. I'd like them to go to Palestine or Israel. Pick one of those two countries and go over there, since you care about all that so much. I don't want them here, but I don't want to blow any of them up. Has to be reported first. This video, if it makes its way from TikTok to Twitter, somebody on TikTok, I'm sure, has seen it and reported it. There's actually surprisingly a large percentage of right-wing or conservative people that use TikTok. I don't know why. I don't use it. I'm already getting spied on enough on my phone and my computer by the government and every other foreign entity. The last thing I need is TikTok spying on me too, you know? You're dreaming? They them should pat themselves on the back because they won the election for Trump. No shit. So we just have more and more and more of these, okay? So Kirsch for Stalin pointed out that there was a VTuber saying this kind of crazy shit, whose stream title on Twitch tonight apparently was They Missed SMH. Okay, so VTuber having a really normal moment here. Said, remember to always shoot your shot, surely you won't effing miss. Someone told them not the time or place for this, and they said, I don't give an F, the unfollow button is right there. And then they deleted the post. Again, people having a normal moment. This big content creator, I guess this person is, I have no idea. Jalen, they have a picture with a Superman comic. Clearly they're a comic book fan, obviously because they posed with a picture of the comic book, saying they almost got him, we were so close. And then doubling down every time people called him out on this crap, doubling down on his responses. Just saying, oh yeah, no, it's whatever, it's fine. Forgot to like the stream. It's all good, Oblivion. I'm not here necessarily to get likes and new subscribers. I needed to decompress and just mentally, like I was thinking maybe I could do a video on this for people who haven't had a chance to catch up on it. By the time I got that done, it's like there's so much to go over. It would be like an hour-long video. Better off just to have, we can all kind of collectively talk about it here, you know? Let me see. This one here saying the transgender community seems to be upset. This person here saying, I'm so effing angry. How do you miss like that, bro? That's a chance of a lifetime. From somebody who is, of course, ACAB, BLM, poly and partnered, furry. Not safe for work. It's she. With a Twitch account. Of course, where do we find these people? Where do they come from? Is everyone okay? I know about the shooter not being alive. One civilian. So, Eric, this person here, if you missed it, this person here confirmed that their wife's family member was the one who was behind Trump and got shot, and they didn't make it. So we have one for sure innocent person who lost their life, the sniper who was taken out by somebody, Secret Service or whatever, and then Trump's fine, they say, and then one other person I think in critical condition. So only one shooter. They were saying there might have been multiple. The Counter-Strike community over this. Dude, it's not just the cultural impact that Trump has, it's the level of vitriol, not just vitriol. It's like this insane, like voracious animus that people have for each other just over the mere topic of Trump. And again, I like that whack job. If you're still watching, Lisa, you're an idiot. Saying that he deserved it. It's like, look, you don't even have to like the guy. You can say you hate his guts, but you don't want him to be assassinated. Now, hang on, we lost our spot. Let me see, where were we at here? Okay, they, thems. Here we go. Pagliacci on Twitter. She's always a good follow. Slotsism. This person here, Dr. Karen Pinder of the University of British Columbia, tweeted this out and said, damn, so close, too bad, and then deleted it. So a professor at the University of British Columbia wishing the U.S. president, or former U.S. president, to be assassinated. Secret Service statement said 1 dead and 2 injured for bystanders. So there must be one who wasn't critical, unless they're counting Trump as one of the injured, but he wasn't a bystander. So, I mean, Juby, I'm not going to say you're wrong, because I think there might be something to that. Yeah, I mean, Yoda, I think that's awesome to donate to. For the victims, that's probably a great idea. If you actually find it, you could... I don't know if you can put the link in the chat or not. It might disable it. Yeah, my wife was asking, do we donate to Trump? I'm like, he's got enough money. He doesn't need my money. Dr. Karen. Dr. Karen. 100%. Oh, God, we have another TikTok video. Oh, my God. This one's going to be loud, guys. You can tell. Look at this. Look at this person. I think it's a guy. I think it's a biological male. What are these posters on the wall? This looks like The Crow, so that's not a bad one. But then the rest of these, why is there one that's got a handgun, like a poorly drawn handgun on here? What is this? These people, honest to God, not politically correct to say, but there's a certain percentage of people in this country who are probably the least trustworthy with weapons. And I think we all know what that group is. And it's not shit-kicking rednecks in the South. Okay, guys, prepare your ears. Here we go.
How do you miss that?
Oh my God, it was.
We don't miss those. Come on, man. Fuck. We don't.
I'm gonna drop the volume a little bit. Holy crap.
Don't miss those. One shot at greatness to be mentioned in the history books. And you missed the shot. Fuck. What fucking shit?
This is like, holy shit. I've never seen anything like this in my life, guys. This is, I don't usually go on TikTok. I don't usually watch these videos. Likely to regret this later in life. But Susano, the thing is that a lot of times what they happen... Yeah, I got the volume lowered, Mahendra. You're just behind a little bit. Sorry, buddy. I had no idea how loud it was. I didn't prepare any of these. All I had was the bookmarks saved on Twitter, and then I pulled them all up before the stream started. So you say that they're going to regret it later in life, but the thing about it is a lot of these people can't live past this moment, and that's why unfortunately, that suicide rate is so freaking high. And you know, people poke jokes about it or dark humor about it, and I'm okay with dark humor and all that, but it's still the fact that these are real people, and you don't wish this lifestyle on anybody, and unfortunately, it leads nowhere good, you know? Red flag for sure. And Yoda, I don't even agree with red flag laws, because here's my thing. My mom and I were talking about this, like, last year when the red flag, yellow flag kind of shit, you know, kind of came up a couple times. The thing about red flag laws, or what they call it, yellow flag laws for mental illness or whatever, who's doing the mental illness screenings? You know? Who's doing the mental illness screenings? The psychiatrist, the psychologist, the therapist, the people who are employed by the state in the situation where it's part of your background check, right? If it's part of a state or a federally issued like background check of some type, there's going to be a state counselor, state therapist, state psychologist who's going to do your background check and look for your red flags and all that kind of stuff. So now you're saying the government's going to have a therapist saying, oh no, this person's not trustworthy with a weapon because something they said, you know, didn't set right with me. Well, now you have one more situation where the government can tell you you're not mentally fit to own a weapon, even if you're completely mentally rational. Like, if you just share like a dissenting political view and you're like, well, I think we should have a closed border and deport the illegals and everybody should own a gun. They could be like, oh no, you're not mentally well, you shouldn't own a gun. So, you know, that's where it's... Well, Susano, are they actually even having an effect? Are any of these people working? Like, do any of these people have jobs? They're not being expected to do much at work. Most freaking places are automated these days. These are the kind of people who get a job at McDonald's or Amazon and then, you know, they hold down a job for 3 months and then they can't show up to work on time. They get fired. Oh, for real. Food and water quality needs to be thoroughly investigated. Yeah. Well, have you seen the thing about where they're finding birth control in water, like that comes out of your tap water, because of the fact that it doesn't break down when they go through the filtration systems and like the wastewater treatment facilities, that we're all getting apparently birth control in our water? Yeah, exactly. No, Geth, I agree that there is definitely a difference, but the issue I have is who makes that determination. We have seen plenty of situations where, for example, I'm not a fan of Child Protective Services. I think in the very rare situation they get one right, and I think in a large amount of situations they get them wrong. So, you know, it would work the same, in my opinion, with a state-ordered mental screening for checking for the red flags and all that. You're just giving the government one more method to deny your right to own a weapon. It's a very slippery slope. Oh yeah, the prescriptions are out of control. Absolutely out of control. Let me see here. What do we have next? What freak from hell do we have now? Okay, so here's another gaming-related topic, guys, since we're a gaming channel primarily. You gonna get a screening from somebody who's in the same party? I mean, if you could pick your therapist... Here's the thing, with red flag laws, if you could pick your therapist, I guess that would be fine, because then that therapist would have to put their ass on the line if you ever did crack, maybe. And that'd be okay. I still don't like it, but whatever. So, David Jaffe, I have no idea how to say this guy's name. Apparently, he's the creator of God of War, the entire God of War series. Now, he's one of these guys that thinks this entire thing was staged, right? He says, at first I was horrified. This isn't near okay as much as I despise the man. So he has to make sure he says, I hate Trump, but this isn't okay. Well, I mean, he covered his ass there, right? But then he gets into his other shit that he's going to say. But wait, his Secret Service just lets him stand there and do a little bit? Come on, man. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I mean, what? With his effing head in plain view? Now, here's where I'll say that was a failure on the Secret Service, okay? That was a failure on the Secret Service. So... first and foremost, I put that on them. Then he goes on to say, I literally started the tweet saying I don't want him to be shot, and I don't, at least not unless he is punished for treason. Ah, there's the catch. Unless he's punished for treason. Mind you, anytime I've heard a conservative float the idea of somebody being tried for treason, left-wingers are freaking out going, they want them killed. It's like, well, that's the penalty for treason, is execution. That's just the way it's always been. Not that we actually do that anymore, I don't think. Then he goes on to say, and I don't unless he's punished for treason, and it's probably not anything other than what it looks like, but it sure looks ... staged. Somebody asks him, like, yeah, let's stage getting shot in the ear. Are you serious? And he goes on to say, yes, I am serious. That it seems odd. And Trump gonna Trump. He's a TV star and drama queen. Man gets shot in the ear. He has no idea what's going on. He's 78 years old. He just fell down, had his Secret Service pile on top of him. To my recollection, Trump has never had a near-death experience in his life up to this point. And now he's got a person he can't see shooting at him. And this man's gonna say, well, we know he's a drama queen. Oh, camera shut off. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I think we got it. We got it. Okay. Yeah, Misty, I've never played a single God of War game in my entire life, and I'm very proud of that fact now. I've never owned a PlayStation. And for years, they were only on PlayStation. So I never played a single one of them. He's a TV star, drama queen, and the Secret Service seems, to a layman like me, to have responded very weirdly post-shooting. He's not wrong about that. The Secret Service did respond weirdly, in my opinion. I'm also serious that I would never want anyone to be shot or assassinated, no matter how much I dislike them. Two things can be true. Two things can be true, except your initial reaction, David, was to go off and say, oh, this seems like something fishy going on, right? Now we have big brain destiny, going back to like political coverage. The man whose wife left him after he agreed to be in an open relationship with her, and she ran off with somebody that satisfied her better than Destiny did. Keep that in mind, okay? If for any of these people thinking that a man benefits from an open relationship, oh no. The wife can get it from anywhere that she wants. No woman wants to be with a guy who's in an open relationship, okay? Just let's get that out of the way right now. And that's where this man is currently in the last few months with his wife leaving him. He went out and said, I'm honestly conflicted on how I feel about the shooting, but we'll chat about it on stream tomorrow. Honestly conflicted, okay? And he's doubled down since then. Doesn't matter, Hunter. At this point, I'm like, if I ever was going to pick up a single one of them, screw it. I'm not going to do any of that. Do I get any haters messaging me after this? Well, I mean, I don't have any messages that I can see from anybody. If they do, I'll just delete them and block them. Must be nice not having to live in reality. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Yoda, that's a lot of what we cover on this channel is the insane people behind a lot of the game developments, game consulting, a lot of that kind of crap. Do you have new information?
Oh no, I was just on the phone.
Oh. Oh, we're still. I'm like 2/3 of the way through all my tabs I have open here.
Now, hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll wrap things up here in about probably half an hour or so. I was exhausted, but now I'm wide awake. Let me see here. Nothing that I've seen new yet. So somebody said, you're disgusting, can't believe you're shit right now. And Destiny says, all I see is Biden is up +1 in Pennsylvania. Conservatives when the guy they wildly support who tried to lead an insurrection. Oh, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. Now I get it. Destiny is still stuck on January 6th. Tried to lead an insurrection against the government and then was granted absolute criminal immunity to save him from his federal cases gets shot at. Dude is legit saying he deserved it, okay? He is legit saying he deserved it. He had some beef with the quartering for a while. I don't care about that shit. Guy tells him, this is not okay. Call me soy all you like, but this isn't the time nor the place. And Destiny responds and says, I'm sorry, but soy raging out over this when conservatives have been unhinged for the past 8 years is beyond effing stupid. I'm way the F over it. Remember all the conservative dipshits talking about principles today who have joked about Pelosi's husband getting beaten. Pelosi's husband didn't get beaten, first of all. Paul Pelosi did not get beaten. And he and the dude were both in their underwear when they answered the door, okay? Or one of them was. Very freaking weird, all right? Nobody innocent got shot. There was no assassination attempt. This isn't even close to comparable. Not even close. You're talking polar opposite ends of the spectrum. 80-year-old alcoholic who like weeks before had a DUI and whose wife has been in politics since freaking the dinosaurs walked the earth and has made tens of millions of dollars off insider trading with her stock account. That woman's husband has some hanky-panky with a dude with a hammer, and all of a sudden, like, freaking, yeah, that's comparable to an assassination attempt on a former president. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Eric, 100%, dude. Blithium, were you commenting on your former statement, the showboating rather than taking cover? What were you talking about? I gotta scroll back up. Hang on, guys. Leery about the copycats who get inspired by this around the world. Yeah, that too. That's very true as well. Oh no, Yoda, AAA Studios, modern game development. If you just hang out here on the channel, we cover a lot of these insane people. If you're into gaming, every video I make right now tends to be about people who are infecting the gaming industry with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and worrying about their ESG scores, and trying to, you know, race swap and gender swap and transgender swap every character they possibly can. Kind of thing is part of why. Yeah, Susano, it's a mess over here. It has been a freaking god-awful mess. Nancy Pelosi, the Pelosi's are horrible, horrible people. Yeah. But no, it's funny because my wife and I, she tends to care more about politics than I do. She spends a lot more time worrying about the actual, oh, did you hear this politician said this, or Trump did that, or Biden did this? It's like, I vaguely catch it once in a while. Most of what I hear about politics-wise is from her. Okay, Yoda, yeah, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought your name sounded familiar, but I thought it was maybe just from the live streams. Oh, okay, this is a good one. So Libs at TikTok had this one, and there's a follow-up video that Sydney Watson has. Let's go find it on her channel over here. Okay, so we got the follow-up video here. Why is it not loading? All right, so I'm gonna turn the volume down, Mahendra, don't worry.
Bring a pew-pew.
Because these people are insane and none of them can function without screaming nonstop.
I just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew and he missed! We were a second away! We were
Why do they always have to scream?
From half of the problem being gone, and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it! We were a centimeter away!
Hunter, where I'm at in life, I hardly like anybody I follow on Twitter except for a few people, so... Yeah, I find everybody cringe and everyone has beef with other people, and it's like, I don't like any of these people anymore. I use them for information because, you know, you need to follow them to actually have access to the information, unfortunately. They cry a lot. Yeah, Richie, and the thing about politics is everybody lies. No party is exempt from that. No politician. Look, Trump's lied. Oh, shit. Hang on, blurry. Blurry still. Fix it. I think we're fixed for now. Okay. Oh, Mahendra, they all scream. All crazy Gen Z leftist weirdos on TikTok scream. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure, dude. Streamlabs doesn't always show me every comment, so if I miss one, that could be why. Take one look at it, you have to ask. I know, but, you know, I feel like it's a relevant question. It's like, do you have to be so damn psychotic all the time? So over the top, so freaking obnoxious? I mean, these people are just insane. I forgot I had Rumble chat open. Hopefully nobody's been on Rumble. Oh, shit. Hey, Darth Lancer. I agree. Antifa sucks. Okay, no, it's not. Hang on a second. I thought somebody had messaged me something important, but we're good. All right. So, Sydney Watson says, I downloaded these from TikTok for your enjoyment, and this is apparently the retraction TikTok this girl put out. Okay, so now she took a second and realized she seemed like a psychotic loon, and then she backtracked and made this one.
Video is about, you know, they've become the shots heard around the world, and it's only been an hour. Somebody shot at former president of the United States.
Inside job 100%. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Donald Trump. I don't know how to feel. When my mom called me to tell me...
Oh my god, I'm cringing here. I'm sweaty, it's warm, I'm cringing. This twit, and I'll say that because it's the nicest thing I can call her. She's probably 12 years old. Nah, she's probably like 21, 22. But this person knows what they're doing. She just went on a rampage screaming because Trump didn't die. And then she makes another freaking TikTok saying, I don't know how to feel, guys. This is just like, oh my God, it's just so tragic. And look what's happening to me because I have to make this video and I'm all teary-eyed.
That this happened. I jumped out my seat. I damn near swerved off the road. She said, somebody shot Donald Trump. And I said, what do you mean somebody shot Donald Trump?
I love Donald Trump. He's my favorite president ever.
What do you mean somebody shot Donald Trump? This is 2024. What do you mean somebody shot Donald Trump?
No, she lives in the attic, dude. She lives in the freaking attic. Come on, man. I was thinking about this earlier, Blithian. She probably has to live in the attic or her parents are going to kick her out. They probably don't even give her a room. She's probably older than she looks and she's still living at home. But like, they're like, okay, go if you're going to make your TikTok videos, go up there, you know? Oh my God.
She said, oh, it just grazed his ear. He's fine. Drive home safe. I got on my phone. I made that video and I was...
Oh, Yoda, yeah, those guys are warriors. I'm 38, man. I'm 38. Been married for 14 years now. I have no desire, if anything ever happened to my wife and we were never together again, I would never date, ever. That psychotic asshole John Phipps on Twitter, that Magitech dad guy who's always defending Alyssa Mercante and all the left-wing weirdo journalists on Twitter, he was like, oh, you guys don't understand dating because none of these girls will F you. It's like, dude, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the dating pool for single people. I've got a brother who's 40 and a mom who's 65, and neither one of them can find a normal person to date because everybody is like this. They're all insane. They're all psychotic, demented, narcissistic, completely deranged individuals. Oh, Herbert. No, Herbert's like, I got a pocket full of change, but my poor arthritic hands can't reach it. It's my muscly arm paper boy. Oh, man. Hey, Misty, congratulations. Happy birthday. I turned 38 back in middle of June. Well, if I didn't shave, I'd look like I was 20. But yeah, no, Mark, I've had beef with Alyssa ever since she took my thumbnail I made of her and had it as her profile picture for a while. When she had the glowing eyes, that was my thumbnail. Makes you want to be a passport bro. I mean, to some degree I get that, but I don't know.
So overwhelmed by so many emotions. I was confused and afraid, and all I could do was laugh.
Oh, look at me, I'm a victim. Oh, I heard Trump was shot and I was just so confused by it. I didn't know how to feel. I was angry and I felt hurt and betrayed by my country. Good God, dude. Like, what the hell? How can a woman, or, I mean, she's probably a woman, I'd say legally, how can you make this about yourself? Oh my God. I mean, Hunter, white blondes are fine. It's just Southeast Asian wife. I don't blame you there, dude. If I hadn't met my wife and gotten married, I was sure I was gonna end up with like an Asian chick or something.
How could you have the gall, the balls, the audacity to fire at any human being that you think has wronged you? If they have or haven't,
I need to make a TikTok account. I need to make a TikTok account just to sign up and follow this chick. She's funny. Holy shit, she's funny. Voice acting's more entertaining than TikTok. Yeah. I'm not a pro at it, but I can do some voices. Yeah, find a Polish girl. So, side story, deviation, my brother who's single, he has been in Germany for a long time. He actually met a girl in Germany. And they're still dating, but he's back in the States here. So that's weird. I don't know how that's going to work. Because he's like in the military for a long time. So they're not getting married or anything anytime soon. He was stationed in Poland. He hated it. I'm like, you couldn't find a nice Polish girl? I had my kids like, yeah, uncle, go get a nice Polish wife or whatever. I'm like, dude, Polish girls are based. They're attractive. Their food's good. They can cook. Like, why can't you find a Polish girl? Emotions running high and people do things they wouldn't otherwise do. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, right now, I have never been more afraid for my kids and my wife and our safety as far as like just everyday life than I have been in the last few years. Well, you need the Herbert voice? The problem is I've been talking so long, my voice is getting raspy, and it's hard to do the Herbert voice. I can do Elmo. I always like to make Elmo say like really nasty things.
The case may be, how dare you take a gun to end that person's life and hurt somebody else?
Oh my god, now let me see if my voice changer's working. Hang on a second. Oh, voice changer's not turned on. Damn it. That's a shame.
I didn't know that other people were harmed until I got home and I watched the news.
Do you guys see how performative this is? Yeah, Richie, your generation, I'm sorry, dude. I love you. I love Hunter. You guys are awesome. I have nothing against Generation Z as a whole, as far as like, I know that there are some young, based, traditional, conservative-minded Gen Zers coming up, but so much cringe has come out of Gen Z. Like, an embarrassing amount. And you know what? Us millennials, we had plenty of cringe too. You look back at like the early 2000s and some of the styles and shit that came out of that, some of the music. Germany has amazing beer. Yeah. I've always wanted to visit Germany, you know? I spoke German for a long time. I was like, oh, I'll go to Germany and practice my German. But unfortunately, Elmo got busted for selling fentanyl. Was that the voice actor for Elmo? Or did that not happen? I know that there was something with that dude, but I can't remember what it was.
Somebody died, and 2 people are in critical condition because of somebody's hatred for this man. Donald Trump has literally built his platform on hate.
Okay, that's where you know she's a complete idiot. Donald Trump has built his platform on hate. God, you don't have to like the guy to not be a complete idiot, but apparently she's speedrunning that shit, so...
Hate for particular groups, hate for particular people, hate for particular ideologies, and people love to have something to hate.
Yeah, I hate this video. I can't... We got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. I can't finish this one. Apparently she made one other one too. I saw her link it down below somewhere. Where was the other one? Okay, here we go.
This video is about...
Nope, pause that. This one here. Okay, this one's 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Let's see what she has to say.
Assassination attempts on President Trump's life today. In that video, I laughed and said, "How did
this one's super quiet.
Said, how did you have the balls to bring a gun and just miss like that?" And I laughed.
Guys, she is legit living in an attic. She is legit living in a freaking attic. Yeah, Victor, the smooth brains are coming out. You know, man, it's so bad. So freaking bad. Pathetic that she only condemns this because others got hurt. Yeah, again, so her entire approach is not, you know what, I shouldn't have celebrated someone trying to kill him. I shouldn't have been like, oh man, how could you possibly miss? You had one job and you screwed it up. She could have been like, look, that was bad taste. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was acting emotionally. It was a stupid thing to say. And then she could walk away like that. That's true contrition. If you're actually sad about something and you feel like you effed up and you want to move on from it, that's how you can show that you're contrite about something and that you're trying to change. This is pure performative, narcissistic, like, self-flagellation here. Breathing all that insulation fiber. Hell yeah. That shit's good.
That video has been taken down, not because I'm trying to hide from the fact that I did it, but...
So I was really angry in a video, and I said some shit that probably didn't go over well, and now I'm getting hate because of it, and I deleted the video, but that's not why I deleted it. I deleted it because I've grown as a person. Yeah, right, okay. Use TikTok, automatically become a smooth brain. You're watching a high school history essay. Victor, I don't know what this is, to be honest, because I know you guys go on TikTok. I know in our little Instagram group, you guys, Chris and Carissa and TK, you guys all use TikTok more than me. I might see an Instagram reel that gets pulled from TikTok and all that, and they, you know, I might find one of them funny once in a while. But I genuinely don't consume TikTok content. I don't. I have no idea what's on there other than what I see come across my feed on Twitter, you know? Not that you want kids making noise outside. There's really ever anyone outside playing. That can be good for our society. Oh, it could be a basement, except I thought the ceiling was kind of like arched, you know, like an A-frame almost. definitely a Wojak. She's something.
Because that video was nothing but hateful. I couldn't find empathy in the moment when I found out what had happened, and instead I chose to laugh about the horrific thing that had just happened. And I am so sorry. I would never wish ill will on anyone. And
But you did, honey. You did wish ill will on somebody. But Hunter, here's the thing. I'm reacting to it on a live stream where I'm genuinely having a hilarious time, like watching this shit, cringing at it. I have too much self-respect to try to film reaction content. I don't enjoy reaction content. That's the thing. You know that video that got a hate boner for with those girls in the office dancing around doing that stupid cringe dance? I look at it, I go, this is stupid, it sucks. But it's not because they're girls, it's not because they're women, or because I hate that they're working and not at home making babies. I just hate staged videos. If it was a bunch of guys doing it, I'd still hate it equally the same, you know? There's just, I live in the wrong time. I do not exist. Yeah. I need to go back 20 years before the internet, you know? As much as I love the internet, things were better back then. Looks more like she's filming in a crawl space. Yeah, her audio's terrible, dude. She needs one of those little microphones. Gen Z Boss and a Mini, that one, yeah. Right, so Susano, that was the thing. A lot of us back in the early 2000s, because I was born in 86, guys. So I grew up in the 90s and 2000s era. That's when I went from my childhood to my teen years and stuff. And so a lot of what was cringe, we did for fun behind the scenes. We didn't film it. We didn't post it on internet for clicks. We didn't do it for likes. We did it because we thought it was funny. I used to scream at people, like, as we drove by on the side, like, you know, people that walk on the side of the road, I'd yell something stupid at them as we drove by. You know, that was the kind of shit we did back then. See, I hate to say the internet was a mistake because I love the internet. I love high-speed internet. I love the accessibility of information. I love all that stuff. I hate what comes with it. Oh, okay, guys. We got 21 seconds of Hasan, of big brain time. Can we deal with this? Can we do this? It's just funny. Memes, not just low-level politics cringe. Yeah, Dark, there's so much on TikTok that for a while, during COVID, during the lockdowns, and people weren't quite sure what to believe and what was going on, there was a lot of interesting information that got shared around on TikTok before it all got shut down. And unfortunately, like the parts of TikTok that I enjoyed, like the did you know videos, those all got like kiboshed early on. So unless 90% on midterm exam, yeah. Yeah, I think we all feel the same about Hasan. Guys, it's 21 seconds, okay? 21 seconds, we can deal with this. We just watched like 5 minutes of cringe TikTok girl, okay? We can deal with 21 seconds of Hasan.
As well as you saw the...
He's clip farming harder than the new crop of phase talent. He's like phase Ronaldo. He's clip farming harder than Jinxie. He keeps throwing up his fucking fist.
Been in many of these Trump rallies, and here's a look at one of our colleagues there on the ground, the photojournalists who are in the front row showing the blood on...
All right, so there you go. That's all we're going to play of Hasan. Trump gets shot. Trump takes a bullet to the ear. Trump doesn't know what the casualties are. Trump doesn't know in the moment how to react because Trump has never been shot. Neither has Hasan, to my knowledge. Hasan pees himself when he goes to a convention and gets confronted by a kid half his age. Like I've seen these videos of Hasan trying to interact with people who are either fans or like his detractors in person. It's so bad. Like he has a freaking meltdown at these people because he doesn't know how to interact with normal human beings. Like he's too busy living in his mansion in Hollywood with his mom, making him chicken nuggies with his, you know, shit behind him in his streams, that he doesn't know how to interact with actual authentic human beings. Yeah, Misty, same here. And yet he goes, oh, Trump, he's clip farming so hard. The man just got shot. He can do whatever the hell he feels like doing in that moment, because how would you react in that moment? None of us, I mean, maybe Burner, maybe you've been shot. You said you were ex-combat vet, but like, unless you know how to react in that moment. All right, no worries, Mahendra. We'll be back to that, more of that stuff on Monday. This was just so big, I had to cover this. True Sigma? Yeah, for sure. Let's see here, what else? Richie, you're gonna get some internet trash. Yeah, you guys can do that. I get enough trash on the internet. I get enough of this daily dose of cringe by being on Twitter. Okay, gaming. Mighty Keef. Man that I like to call Mighty Queef for all of his garbage takes about everything gaming related. He's an industry shill. He's a YouTuber. He is one of these insider access media types who gets every freaking thing given to him and has, for whatever reason, a huge audience of, I think, like 400,000 people following him on YouTube, 120,000 following him on Twitter. He decided to tweet out, "This shit's gotta be staged. This image is too damn perfect, LMAO. Got the flag position perfect and everything." And then he deleted it. I wish these people would have some balls. Have some balls. Have some gall and the gumption to just be like, look, I said at least Destiny is doubling down. And Destiny, you guys thought Hasan is cringe. Destiny is worse, in my opinion. Destiny's voice, when he talks, I'm like, it's over. I can't anymore. Headphones are coming off. I'm muting it. Destiny was on Sargon of Akkad and Callum back when he was still with the Lotus Eaters on their election night stream a couple of years ago. And freaking Destiny drops in, and I was like, holy shit, why did you guys let this guy in here? I instantly muted the stream. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But yeah, so you got people again saying it just looks too perfect. It's got to be a trick. It's got to be, propaganda. Then, of course, Kirsch Verstahl, another VTuber, going after this VTuber here. Of course, saying that she was just kidding when she said that essentially, how do you miss? You took your shot and you missed it. We got this person, Rachel Kunkel. That's a unfortunate name. I hope someone tries again and I hope they don't miss. Isn't it crazy how all these people come out of the woodworks? Like, where do you find this many unhinged, maniacally sick, twisted individuals all in one place? Like, it's mind-boggling. He once had a transphobic moment and even trans people don't like Hasan. Oh. Twitter shouldn't allow you to delete a tweet for a minimum of 24 hours. Then these people would think before tweeting. I gotta compromise, Julia, because I'll delete tweets if I can't edit them, and because I have Twitter or X Premium, I have the ability to edit, but only for an hour. So if it's something where it's like typos are really bad and I want to fix it or change my thought, I'll delete it and repost it. However, you know, when you edit a tweet, it shows you what it was edited from. Maybe deleted tweets should be visible for 24 hours, like you said. Even if they show up as deleted, you can like gray them out and say, you know, this tweet was deleted, and then they posted a new one, kind of thing. Their feminist girlfriends keep them in their purse. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, the thing about Alyssa Mercante, and this stream is not about her. I just saw that Park Place covered her in the article, and I was going to do one on the dude from God of War on my own website. I'll probably get one of those typed up in the morning. Yeah, I've got a website, guys. I don't know if any of you guys ever go on there. I've got some merch, not a whole ton of stuff yet. But I try to get all my video uploads on there. I try to link to all my other socials. I try to link to like Rumble and BitChute if you guys don't use YouTube. My Twitter, all that other stuff. And I even have like a blog where I do daily like little snippet articles, nothing too lengthy, things that only take a couple minutes to read. So in fact, I'll just pull that up right here. And so yeah, minimaleffort.shop is what I have. So if any of you guys haven't been to the website, I have all that shit on there. And again, I'm still working on merch. I'm still trying to get some cool stuff on there for you guys. Try to keep the prices low, even if I don't make more than $1 or $2. It's like, I just want to try to keep things fun for you guys. Yeah, so back to, where were we at? Okay, so we did Hasan and Mighty Keef. This chick, whoever the hell she is. Lauren, some bitch I know on Twitter. This gal is fantastic. If you don't follow Lauren, she goes by L. Her @ is some bitch I know with 2 eyes. Go follow her. She is freaking awesome. I'm not kidding. She is like the best Twitter follow you will ever have in your life. She archives. She does deep dives. She streams every night on Rumble. She is incredibly intelligent, hilarious. I'm not trying to like shill for her too hard, but she is super cool. Probably my favorite Twitter account I follow. And so she got this tweet archived before the gal deleted it. Senator London Lamar says, while I am praying for former President Trump in hopes he makes a full recovery, the extremism from the MAGA regime has brought us to this moment. Again, blaming words for actual violence. Okay? Again, I don't freaking get it. Dad blog, yeah, dad blog. Somebody on my Discord, because I have like 5 of you guys on Discord, was like, dude, you do all this by yourself and you're a dad? I'm like, yeah, I don't sleep. That's really the trick. If you can learn how to not sleep, I might die by the time I'm 50 or 60 maybe, but you know, we're getting there. Oh yeah, Madam Savvy's awesome. I follow her. I didn't realize she curses that much. I was watching her on side scrollers, and I'm like, that's a lot of F-bombs. Like back in the day, I've said my fair share, even back 6 months ago. Today, in fact, I was standing in the kitchen, and I looked at my wife. I'm like, I was doing so good not swearing like too much. And she's like, well, today it's kind of warranted. Ooh, is Savvy ex-military? That might make sense. That would explain the sailor's mouth, you know? You like Destiny with confronting Boogie? I did appreciate that. I did like Destiny confronting Boogie. That was pretty cool. Regime implies we're in power. Richie, that is spot on. That is so freaking spot on. Yeah, go follow Grassroots USA on Twitter. Do you actually post anything, dude? Because Hunter, I never see you post on Twitter. I mean, the Twitter algorithm's, it's screwed up, you know? You need to get drunk just to hear this crap being read. I'm sorry, dude. Now, guys, have you all experienced Harry Sisson? Don't worry, we're not playing any of Harry Sisson's videos. Harry Sisson might be the most cringe Gen Zer to ever exist, okay? If you don't know who Harry Sisson, your life is better for it. He is a Democrat shill. He's like 22 years old. They gave him an account, no joke. They gave him an account that was created when he was like 11 years old, so it's not even his account. They bought an account with like 300,000 followers, gave it to this influencer who they are paying, the DNC pays through Midas Touch, okay? Which I believe is a Democrat, super PAC type thing. And so he gets paid to hardcore suck Joe's dick, essentially. Like, after the debate, Harry Sisson's like, okay, guys, it's over. Joe totally won that. If you're still voting for Trump, you're an idiot. Okay? Like, in all honesty. Let's see. You stopped because you're Antifa parody? Yeah, Richie, that sucked about your Antifa parody account. That was pretty funny. Hang on, Blithian, what did you say? I'm not seeing all of your comments, Oblithian. I don't know if it keeps deleting yours or what. All I see is message retracted. Yeah, Purple Sky, he is so ew. Anytime he comes across my Twitter feed, I have like a dozen memes I've made of him. I just post one and I move on. Okay, but Harry Sisson, after the Supreme Court decision, when it came down that Trump had immunity because what he did was in official capacity as a president, doesn't mean that you could get away with calling for an assassination attempt on your political rival, because in that situation, you would be impeached and then you'd go before, Congress and everything else, right? People completely misconstrued the immunity situation with the Supreme Court, but Harry Sisson came out and said, according to the Supreme Court, Biden could now send in SEAL Team 6 to take all of them out. He could send in the military to take out Trump. He has immunity for official acts now. And here we are a week later, after Harry Sisson tweets this shit. And here you go. Yeah, Richie had it bad. He got in trouble for a Twitter account, which I find to be completely, yeah. It's all right, Oblithian. It's not me. It's the YouTube censor. It is what it is. Yeah, Richie's main Antifa account was pretty awesome. It slapped pretty hard. Oh, Julia, is that what's going on? Well, that explains it. Luke Rukowski, CNN is evil. Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught this. CNN, MSNBC, I don't know about the BBC. Somebody was saying earlier, I think Yoda, you said it, that the BBC's been pretty fair about their coverage. But all of these sites were saying, there was an incident. Trump fell at the rally. There was loud popping noises. They tried so hard, like they were trying as hard as humanly possible to not say he had an assassination attempt on his life. Trying as hard as physically freaking possible to not say those words. Dude, honestly, YouTube is YouTube, and I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek, but guys, here's the thing. Especially after tonight's stream, because I have no idea how this shit's gonna go down. I do have all the other sites. Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute. I even post my videos on Instagram. But as far as like for live streams, you know, Twitter and Rumble are still available. And when we do gaming, Twitch and Kick. Although I find Twitch and Kick to both be disgusting, I prefer YouTube, Twitter, Rumble. That being said, if for whatever reason you guys lose me on here, I've got the same name on both my channels, on Rumble and all those other apps. So shit is getting crazy. I have not... I was honestly I was thinking about streaming this to the podcast channel because this is definitely more political than I like to get on the gaming channel, but this is my live streaming channel, you know? So unfortunately for people who are more into gaming, I feel bad. I apologize, you know, 2 hours after the fact. Unfortunately, this was a huge thing we had to talk about tonight. So politics kind of took precedence for once, you know? We have to become fascist to defeat the fascists. Honestly, that's the way it feels. That is honest to God the way it feels. Let's see. Susano, BBC is somewhat fair, though not fully verified. CNN did sadly report hit this noise, as did NBC. Oh, CNN sucks. Yeah, we are at DEF CON 5, it feels that way. Think it was someone you knew? Dude, that sucks even worse. Hey, I was a high school dropout, dude! Actually, I never went to high school. I said, screw high school. I was private school, weird situation for the first 2 years of high school, second year of high school. But I went straight into college at 16 years old. I was going to graduate with my associate's degree before my 18th birthday. And then I just didn't finish that last quarter. 2 years later, got my GED, and I never finished my degree. And now I just couldn't care less. But at the time, I kicked my ass about it pretty bad. Like, yeah, I was going to graduate from college, well, associate's degree, before I was even 18. Didn't get it done. Silly move they want to trust because this isn't something they're going to be able to cover up. No, but here's the thing. YouTube and live streams and the comment section and social media, these are all where the free exchange of ideas happen, right? So I talk, you guys contribute, we look at articles, we look at videos, and we all discuss it in real time. And that right there is the best situation when it comes to being able to come to a collective conclusion or try to meet somewhere in the middle about what is going on in the world. So while they can't completely shut this whole situation down because of the fact that this was a former president that on live TV somebody tried to assassinate, they can try their hardest to suppress conversation and the exchange of ideas in various ways, you know? That's really what it comes down to. Oh, Oblivion, I got you. Yeah. No, I feel 100% the same way. At this point, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, Richie, I tell my wife all the time that the FBI knows where I am. I'm like, yeah, I'm on a list. They'll be showing up eventually. All right, let me see. We got a few more of these here to get through. Oh yeah, Adam Krigler had this on here. He says, I assure you, you do not hate legacy media enough. And again, you had the Associated Press running. Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage by Secret Service during a rally after loud noises ring out in the crowd. That was what they ran with, okay? Then we had NBC. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after popping noises heard at his Pennsylvania rally. A little more honest, but still not the full story. USA Today. Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. This is what we call a lie by omission. They are factually correct in the fact that he did fall down, but they completely skip over the fact that is as obvious as anything that he grabs his ear, which is bleeding after popping noises happen, and then he goes to the ground. Again, it's completely lies by omission. Unfortunately, the more information they try to hide, the more likely it is this person is a left-wing activist. Dude, is there a chance in hell that it wasn't a left-wing activist? Is there even a chance in hell? The more that we're going to find out, the more that we're going to see over the next few days, because like we just said, you know, even if we can't talk about it on YouTube, even if it gets suppressed, channels get banned, suspended, whatever, there's still going to be too much information coming out for them to actually suppress all the information. So that being said, you know, I'd bet my money or my life on it that this person is not some sort of right-wing gun nut, you know, Trump loving, you know, God-fearing right-winger. Especially not when you see the pictures of him. So this person here, Woke Societies, responded to Tim Pool saying, if Trump can take a bullet for you, then you can take the time to go out and vote for him. Okay. My vote doesn't matter. I'm in Washington. My vote does not count. Every year, my vote doesn't count for anything that matters. Okay. This guy, Woke Society, says it's happening. Search results immediately after the shot. Now, I've not verified this for sure, but apparently this is a search result increase for register to vote as the search term. That you see this gigantic spike here. Oh, hang on, you can't see it. Let me hide myself a second. That gigantic spike in the red box there, where immediately afterwards, that search term, register to vote, skyrocketed. Now, that could be any number of reasons that led to that, right? Who knows why that happened? Reality is, if it's an indicator of what's to come, you're looking at a situation where there's not enough fortification for the election that Trump doesn't win in a landslide. Even though Biden today in one poll, or yesterday, was polling ahead. Dude, Yoda, it has nothing to do with Demolition Ranch. Nothing at all. You know, let's be fair. Richie, I don't know that there's gonna be a manifesto, if we're being honest about it, because this is somebody that they took out really fast, who came out of nowhere, that was allowed to exist in a space where he should not have been. He should have been immediately stopped before he got into the position he was in. If I don't see pics, I don't believe whatever the person was wearing. I mean, I've seen the pics, and we're going to get into that because we have them right here. Before that, apparently Joe Biden finally crawled out of bed. They drugged him up enough that he was able to get out there, and they released a statement. Oh, we got the actual video here. How long is this?
Thoroughly briefed by all the agencies.
All right, let me get the volume down a tiny bit. Joe's nice and loud tonight.
The federal government.
They got him juiced up.
Based on what we know now. I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan.
Okay. So Joe says he tried to get a hold of Donald. Let me ask you this. I watched the last debate. It was horrifyingly awful for a lot of reasons. Tell them Rumble chat is shaming them. Hey, Pyromancer, how's it going? Yeah, no, guys, yeah, definitely. If you have Rumble, get on Rumble too. If not tonight, then at some point. So, do you think Donald Trump's going to pick up this man's phone call? Do you think he's going to answer, even if he's perfectly able to, even if he's in a position where he can? Do you think Donald Trump, after what happened tonight, after Joe Biden has been calling him every name under the sun for the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years now, making him out to be the absolute devil, scum of the earth, this man's going to take over our democracy. If you vote for Trump, our democracy is going to end. Do you think there's a chance in hell Trump is going to pick up that phone call from him? Not a chance.
Plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have been engaged in making sure that...
You can't even get through this without slurring. Oh my God. As somebody like me who had to overcome a lisp that I had from my entire childhood, like into my teenage years, like, I understand lisps and stutters and speech impediments, and it sucks. It's terrible. This is a man whose brain is rotting before our very eyes, where even if right now he sounds really coherent, I will give him this. They got him out of bed, they gave him a speech they had written for him, and he's doing a very nice job reading off the teleprompters. But you can just hear it in his voice, you know?
The people who, and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if we don't. If I'm not able to get, if it's not convenient for you.
No, he lost it there. He lost it. Does he leave? Okay, so here you go. Somebody asks him about it being an assassination, I think.
Number two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to him tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Mr. President, do you think there was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to, I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So.
All right, so the man in his ear, whoever is controlling him, the little guy inside his head, the reporter asks, was this an assassination attempt? And he responds with, I have an opinion on that, but I don't know enough of the facts to say. Okay. I mean, if you're being as charitable as possible, you could absolutely say, you know what, we're still collecting information on that, but it certainly looks like it. Bam, done. Easier answer. Like there's your answer. Much better way of saying, you know, I don't want to dismiss it. I don't want to downplay it. I don't want to be that person that's like, oh yeah, it was nuclear war and Russia attacked and then, you know, they're after us. But like, you could say, okay, well, I can't call it something specifically, but it certainly seems that way. That would have been a better answer than, oh, I just can't, I have an opinion, but I gotta get more facts. And, good Lord. Rehoboth Beach? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, no, Susanna, 100%. They've been trying to isolate Trump from his security for a long time. Joe's not mentally fit to serve a bowl of soup. Yeah, well, if it was cold soup, that'd be fine. Yeah, Hunter, he was just trying to tickle him, man. No big deal. Just a tickle. Joe Biden also said there needs to be a target on Trump's back. Yes. Yeah, that's... Okay, so the thing about the target situation, there's a little more nuance to that. I don't know what Hypnotic said about it. But in terms of what Joe said about that, reality is the target comment was made to donors. So unless this guy was a donor, you couldn't necessarily say stochastic terrorism, whatever the hell that's called, because this guy overheard him say that to his donors. You could say that Biden's been calling Donald Trump literally like Hitler or a fascist or the devil for the last 7-8 years now. You know, you could absolutely say that. That itself could be stochastic. Why am I saying this wrong? Stochastic, right? I hate the term. I hate the term because it sounds like bullshit to me. But yeah, the thing about the target on his back. Now, I think there was another thing that Biden had said about putting a bullseye on him. Maybe that's the same statement. I don't know. But yeah, it was really funny. I told my wife, they're not going to get Joe Biden out of here. They're not going to have him make a statement. And I'm like, what they're going to do is they're going to release an official statement. Maybe they'll have Kamala go out in front of the camera, and then they'll have Joe Biden come out tomorrow morning or something. And sure enough, 5 minutes later, Biden's people put out an official statement. But I'm surprised he came out there for the minute and a half that he was out there, you know? They said a bullseye needs to be placed on Trump. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and again, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. If we're all playing by the same rules, then you can use that as ammunition against them. And don't take the ammunition thing literally, guys. Bad choice of words. You can use that against them as like, oh, they called for violence because they said bullseye. I don't agree with that tactic. I don't. I think that the words are supposed to have meaning within the context they're used. Saying fight like hell doesn't mean go out and fight people. It means, you know, don't give up, okay? But unfortunately, the world we live in now, there has been so much of this where you guys have said this and that, and that's what this really means. Well, if you're going to play by those games, then yes, Joe Biden has called for violence against Trump because he's used words like bullseye. He's used words like put a target on his back. If all's fair in love and war and we're all playing by the same rules and playing the same game, then 100% it should go both ways. I don't like it. I don't think it should. I completely disagree with the whole, you know, verbal terrorism, all that garbage, because I don't think it means anything. If some crackpot hears somebody say something and acts on it of their own volition, I don't care what the person who said something did or what they said. I'm going to judge the person who was crazy enough or wicked enough to do the thing themselves. You know, I'm going to blame the person who committed the violent act, first and foremost. Oh, yeah. 100% Lee. That's the thing. I've been trying to say for a long time, look, Trump is a very flawed individual. He did a lot of shit the first term that I didn't agree with. There's a lot of things I wish he would have done differently. When I see people like trying to hold him up there next to Jesus, I'm like, guys, no, stop. that doesn't mean that it's okay to wish harm on the man. And that's where all these freaking weirdos on TikTok just are completely, like, lost. They're just completely damaged people. Yeah, eye for an eye, the whole world goes blind. 100%, David. And that's the thing is, I don't want to live that way. I don't want to be like, well, you guys did this, so now we're going to do that. I'd rather be like, dude, let's not do this. Like, chill the hell out. Enough of this. Well, you said this and it really meant that. So we're going to just, you know, it's like, okay, you took one of ours, we're going to take one of yours now. All right, so we've gone over all this shit. Let's go to the person. This is the first photo, other than the photo after he was neutralized that came out, that I saw, of the gunman himself. Can we zoom in on this somehow? All right. So, weird side profile picture. I have no idea what the deal is, but apparently this right here, I'll go invisible again for you guys. This is a Demolition Ranch t-shirt. To me, it's a piece of clothing. Doesn't mean shit. It does not mean shit, okay? It's just a piece of clothing. I don't care if it's Demolition Ranch or a Pride shirt or a MAGA shirt or whatever it is. Clothing is clothing, okay? It doesn't mean anything. But now this is a big deal because this guy, who looks like a complete, I mean, he's got the thinning hair, he's got the really weak face and the weak jaw, and it's like everything's just sunken in. He looks awful. Looks like somebody who might have been born with fetal alcohol syndrome. And I'm not saying that to be like, you know, a dick about it. I mean, he genuinely does not look healthy, right? Like his face just looks off. Something's off with him. Also, the drawing on the wall. This reminds me of that TikTok video we watched earlier, guys. The fact that he's wearing a Demolition Ranch t-shirt to me means nothing. But, you know, here we are. This is where we're at with things. And so this is part of the story. So now the New York Post has his name out there. He's been ID'd. Definitely a Reddit mod, Discord mod. Yeah, definitely something along those lines. Looks like what you thought, Richie. Yeah, Julia, I kind of get that vibe. Definitely David Koresh. I'm not sure who that is. No, unless I can see them straight on, like from the face. I'm not getting downs. And God, I mean, from everything I've heard about people who work with people that have Down syndrome, they tend to be like some of the nicest, most pleasant people on the planet. This seems like somebody who spent too many years imbibing in alcohol or drugs or some sort of substance that completely rotted their perception of reality, you know? Oh my God, Hunter, you're a Discord mod. Rest in peace, dude. Type of it on Twitter, they're saying that's not the shooter. Well, Mad Hatter, I cannot bring up, oh God, are we gonna, hang on, let me do something real quick, guys. I'm gonna switch to my gigantic head here for a second. All right, so yeah, they have the picture on here on the New York Post of the shooter on the ground, on top of the, not on the ground, on the ceiling. An AR style rifle was later recovered. God. I don't know, Google his name, guys. His name is Thomas Matthew Crooks, okay? So we can go back to the screen now. Yeah, if it was an AR-15 or an AR-10, I think you have to be 21. I can't remember. And again, depending on the state, they're no longer legal to purchase in my state. So the ones I have are the ones I get. Oh yeah, Hunter and Richie are both awesome. Oh, Waco. Yes. I didn't recognize the name for some reason. Well, so the thing is, guys, the picture of this dude here, and I'm not going to scroll down to the bottom of this photo, just for obvious reasons, because I don't want to have a dead body on YouTube. That's not cool. But it matches the physical profile of this person. So I think this has got to be legitimately the dude. Let me see here. Let me do this. I'm going to grab this, take it over here, and look at it. See if we can find out. So what did I say his name was? Thomas Matthew Crooks. Let's see if there's any new information on this guy, because it's been a while since I actually pulled up all this information for the stream. So let's see here. Ooh, there's Thomas Matthews Rook, who's a British designer. That's a bad correlation there. FBI names 20-year-old Pennsylvania man as the suspected shooter. Somebody needs to scrub the internet for any evidence of this guy existing. Not saying he's a plant or that it's like a fake identity or something, but, you know, the minute they identified the guy, there's stuff that they don't want out there, I'm sure. Washington Post. Let me see here. So this guy says, not sure where the alleged picture of Matthew Crooks originated, but the ears are not in any way similar to the picture of the shooter. Okay. So now we're seeing some doubt about the identity. Of course. Oh my god. People are gloating because they're claiming that Matthew Crooks is a registered Republican. Oh my god, let me see here, let me see. What do we got? Vox. Oh, there's a reliable source. Jeez. Yeah, I'm not seeing any actual photos of the dude online. Supposedly lives 20 miles from the shooting. Might be another Tom. Yeah, the cuckoo stuff on the walls. I tell you what, there is always deranged, messed up looking shit on these people's walls for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know, guys. That's all we know right now is this is the person they've said it is. Again, we're going to see a lot of the fog of war, a lot of this disconnect from the things that we've, you know... Gotta wonder if the masters at Google have suppressed it. Well, here's the thing. You can try something besides Google. You can use, like, Brave, for example. Brave browser, Brave. I think I've got Brave installed here. I don't know. Let me see. I had it at one point. I might have to reinstall it. I don't know, guys. If one of you has the ability to search, try something besides Google. Use, like, DuckDuckGo or Brave. Try to find something out about this guy, because it's concerning that people are now saying that the ears don't match. Again, the different camera angle. If this is a photo from the day where it happened, and this is him on the roof, it's a really shitty photo. I have no idea where this photo originated from. Let me see here. Try something else. Thomas Matthew Crooks. Let's try, I wonder if this guy has a face. He's too young to have a Facebook page. Australian Broadcasting Corporation, FBI identifies will be Donald Trump assassin. Let's see if we can find a Facebook profile that looks like him. You didn't think an AR was accurate? I mean, it can be. I have... I don't want to say this where Burner can hear me. I have two that I built in various stages that I also have never fired, and I've had them for a couple years. Okay, this is weird, guys. This is really weird. I don't think that's the same guy. Guy speaks after his photo starts circulating around the internet, claiming he was Thomas Matthew Crooks. So the guy in the blue shirt is not actually the shooter. That's an unfortunate face. Holy crap. Can I open this in a new... I hate Facebook. Have I ever told you guys I hate Facebook? I really hate Facebook. Like, a lot. Let me see here. So... search results for Thomas Matthew Crooks here, guys. This dude apparently... This is so messed up. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no defined jaw whatsoever. This is bizarre. Okay, let's go to the other screen. Hang on. Ugh, I hate that my alerts keep popping up. So, guy speaks after his photos start circulating around the internet claiming he was Thomas Matthew Crooks. Okay, so they're saying Thomas Matthew Crooks is the dude in the Demolition Ranch shirt, and you can see him here. This is a picture of him on the roof. This is this guy for sure. This picture on the left. How did they got a picture of him from above? This is really weird. I don't know, but there you have it. Then you've got this dude. Can't hear anything. That's really weird. Okay, here we go.
I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy. My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans.
So,
I hate
not
Trump.
Actually,
and
him.
guess what?
I'm so confused right now. I don't know what the hell's going on, guys. This is so freaking out there. Yeah, Susano, definitely I'm getting that vibe because at this point, oh, it's secret security drone footage. Right. Yeah, Susano, you're correct about that. Yeah. That's, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that's kind of all we have, guys. That's all we have to go on for now. It seems like there's no new information. It sounds like Trump's fine. Yeah, not a whole lot more than that, unfortunately. But reality of the situation is it's going to keep changing day by day. And at this point now, I don't know what to believe, other than the fact that we have the information we have at our disposal, and that's about it. So, something is off, for real. Well, I'm going to be back live streaming on Monday night. I do a Monday night live stream once a week covering various like pop culture, gaming, and entertainment topics. This will be something we'll have to cover on Monday as well. If there's any new information by then, there's only 2 days from now. So who knows what can happen in 2 days. Yeah, Vin, I definitely feel like that. I feel like there's a little bit of that going on. Secret Service Director has a hearing on Monday. Okay, so that will be interesting to see. And yes, I forgot we got off on this tangent about Elon. Elon apparently claims that he has had 2 attempts on his life in the last 8 months or something, and now apparently this director for the Secret Service apparently was director of security at Pepsi, and doesn't know her ass from her head. Apparently, I don't know. Yeah, Yoda, I'm going to try to actually have more relaxing Sunday tomorrow than I had today. I was already tired today, and then all this shit kind of fell apart, and I was like, wow. Way too much to check in. What is Propaganda and What Exactly Is Wrong With It by Douglas Walton. Yeah, Misty. Richie, I've been having thoughts about that. I need to figure that out because I do want to do that, depending on your guys' schedule. The thing is, we'd have to use Discord because I'm not switching to StreamYard due to the fact that all my shit is set up on Streamlabs, you know? Yeah, Yoda, you be safe out there. You have a good one. Well, Richie, Hunter was just talking last night. He wants to start grinding the content stuff soon, so definitely we could figure something out. Your power grid went down for 10 minutes. Oh, fun, fun. All right, good night, Misty. Whole football field away, yeah. Also, Richie, you're not going to have any of that kind of like sound in the background. Kids screaming and rap music blaring and, you know, the fan in the background whirring the whole time. I mean, I got my fan going too, I'm not going to lie. Sweating to death here. Yeah, we'll figure some shit out, for real. I will. In fact, if I don't hear back from John Delarose tomorrow, I'll message him again and see if he just wants me to get you like an invite to the Slack channel that we're on. Because that's how they kind of like suggest ideas for Fandom Pulse, is through Slack. Yeah, Susano, I need to watch some LawTubers about this shit because a lot of this crazy crap is unreal. Unless your dad plays Metallica. Well, no Metallica. I can't get... Metallica is the one who will really go after you for copyright infringement. No copyrighted shit, dude. I can't afford that. Last thing I need right now while the channel is actually doing well analytically is like a copyright strike of some kind. Or Bob Seger. There you go. All right, guys. I'm going to hit the hay. My wife is probably ready for me to go to bed. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm sorry that we all have to experience this right now and go through this shit. But hopefully it's going to get better. Hopefully they'll get more answers. We'll actually know what's going on by next week. And hopefully this shit stops, you know? I think what we ultimately need to ask for in this situation is for people to stop being so damn psychotic about their politics. Like, I've got my beliefs, you got yours. I'm gonna vote the way I vote, that's great. But at the end of the day, none of it is worth trying to hurt or end other people's lives over, you know? Nightburner, Richie, Hunter, Susano, Yoda, who else we got in here? Eric, Mad Hatter, Casey, Julia, Susano, I think I already said your name once, Lee Dark Guardian, Vin, thank you for dropping in. Hey, look at that, I made a rhyme. I think I got everybody, at least that's mentioned or been chatting in the last 20 minutes or so. All right, Hunter. Yeah, I gotta get my kids back to church. I gotta find a church around here that I actually want to go to. All right, guys, I'm out. Later. I know I missed somebody. Good night, Exploding Soldier. And try not to explode.